Professor Keith Smith is an associate professor of political science at the University of the Pacific. He teaches American government classes, and boy, we've got something for you to study right now. Yeah. We have been through the primary elections, and there is some talk that Republicans may try to file legal challenges saying, you know, this is the candidate who you put on the ballot, it's too late to change it. Where do you expect those challenges might go if they're filed?
The short answer is not much of anywhere, and simply because Biden is not yet the official nominee of the Democratic Party, and whoever the Democratic Party ultimately nominates is the person that the states will put on the ballots.
Okay, Ohio is in particular kind of in the crosshairs on this. Why is that?
Because Ohio has an August 7th deadline for telling them who the Democratic nominee is going to be, and the convention is supposed to take place 2 weeks later than that. They had passed a law saying that they would push the deadline back. All of the Ohio officials have said that they're going to recognize the change in the law, even though it doesn't go into effect until September 1st. But that's kind of the big issue there.
So some Republicans, including one of our local members of Congress, Doug LaMalfa, are raising some concerns, suggesting that if President Biden is stepping down from the campaign, that he is no longer fit to serve as president. He's raising the issue of using the 25th Amendment to remove Biden from office before the end of his term. What are your thoughts on this?
So Section 4 of the 25th Amendment says that if the vice president and then a majority of the cabinet certify that the president is not able to carry out his duties and responsibilities, then he can be removed from office and the vice president becomes the acting president. But that takes the vice president saying that the president is no longer capable of doing performing his duties. And there's been nothing in the Harris camp or the Biden camp saying that the president is not capable of performing his duties. All they've said is he's not going to run for re-election and seek another term.
Yeah, they're saying the real issue here is beating Donald Trump.
Correct.
Right. So I'm just curious, as a professor and teaching American government, I mean, what will you take away from this day and into the classroom?
So this is a once-in-a-generation kind of event. It's been over 50 years since we've gone into the nominating conventions not knowing who the actual nominee is going to be, and so it's a real opportunity to watch democracy in action in a way that we just usually don't get to see.
Yeah. I mean, is this something that for your students may be more interesting than what we see in the textbooks?
Yes,
I mean,
because
it's happening right now.
Yeah,
right? Because
it's different. It's new. It's something that no one has seen for generations now. And to be in that moment and to have the opportunity to participate is something unique.
Yeah, and we've never seen it this close to an election.
History right before our eyes, for sure.
Professor Smith, thank you.
Thank you so much for your insight.